You've set the date. You've done the math. Maybe you've even dreamed about the first morning you won't have to set an alarm. But before you retire, especially in 2025, there's one thing most people overlook. And it's not about how much you've saved, it's about how much you'll lose without even realizing it. Buried inside the tax code are sinkholes, quiet, legal traps that don't show up on a spreadsheet or in a retirement brochure. They don't make headlines. They don't send warning signs. But they're waiting, and in 2025, they could cost you far more than you expect. These aren't worst-case scenarios or fringe mistakes. They're real, common financial landmines that hit middle-class retirees the hardest. A single Roth conversion, a small investment gain, or one bad tax assumption can trigger a chain reaction, shrinking your Social Security, raising your Medicare premiums, and throwing your entire plan off balance. The good news? You can still avoid them if you know what to look for. In this video, we're exposing 5 hidden tax sinkholes that could quietly sabotage your retirement in 2025. If you're even thinking about retiring soon, this might be the most important thing you watch before you make it official. Back in 2017, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act lowered federal tax brackets across the board. For many retirees, that meant lower taxes on IRA withdrawals, Roth conversions, and investment income. But what most people don't realize is that those cuts weren't permanent. They're set to expire after 2025. Unless Congress steps in, tax brackets will automatically revert to their pre-2017 levels. That means higher taxes on the same income. For middle-class retirees, it's a silent tax hike waiting to happen. And 2025 is your last full year to take advantage of today's lower rates. So, what does that actually mean for your retirement plan? It means if you've been thinking about doing Roth conversions, taking larger withdrawals, or shifting your income strategy, 2025 may be the final window to do it at a discount. After that, everything from your IRA distributions to your Social Security taxes could take a bigger bite, and the system won't send you a memo. It'll just show up quietly on your return, and by then the damage is already done. For smart retirees, 2025 isn't just another year, it's a deadline. And missing it could mean locking in higher taxes for the rest of your life. Social Security was never meant to be taxed. But in 2025, more retirees than ever will see a chunk of their benefits quietly siphoned away. Why? Because the tax thresholds haven't been adjusted for inflation in over 40 years. That means once your combined income hits $25,000 as a single filer or $32,000 as a married couple, the IRS starts taxing your benefits. And if you go just a little higher, up to 85% of your Social Security becomes taxable. The trap is subtle. A small Roth conversion, a modest investment gain, or even a required minimum distribution can push you over that line, and suddenly your monthly check shrinks without warning. What's worse, many retirees don't even realize it's happening. The benefit amount looks the same, but the tax refund is smaller, the bill is larger, and no one tells you why. It's a stealth tax baked into the system, and it hits hardest when you least expect it. In 2025, inflation adjustments and cost of living increases will push even more people into this zone. And if you're not watching your income closely, your untouchable benefit could quietly become just another source of taxable income. There's a tax hit that doesn't show up on your return. It shows up in your mailbox months later as a higher Medicare premium. It's called IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, and it's one of the most punishing sinkholes retirees fall into without realizing it. Here's how it works. If your income crosses certain thresholds, even by just $1, your Medicare Part B and Part D premiums go up. Not by a few bucks, by hundreds of dollars per month, and the penalties last for the entire year. The worst part? IRMAA is based on your tax return from 2 years earlier. So, if your income spikes in 2025, maybe from a Roth conversion, capital gains, or RMDs, you won't feel the pain until 2027. By then, there's nothing you can do. It's not just about the premium. It's the shock, the feeling of being punished for doing something smart, like converting to Roth or selling off investments strategically. The system doesn't care about intent. It only cares about numbers. And in 2025, with tax brackets still low and investment markets fluctuating, many retirees will unintentionally trip the IRMA wire. No warning, no alert, just a higher healthcare bill, and a sinking feeling that no one told you this was coming. For years, you were told to defer taxes, put as much as possible into your 401k, let it grow, and enjoy the benefits later. But here's what no one warned you about. All that deferral eventually turns into a required minimum distribution, and when it hits hard. Starting at age 73, the IRS forces you to begin withdrawing from your traditional retirement accounts. It doesn't matter if you need the money or not, the withdrawals are mandatory, and they count as ordinary income. In 2025, those with large IRAs or 401k could see their RMDs balloon, especially after a few strong market years. That means your taxable income spikes, possibly triggering taxes on your Social Security, IRMA penalties on your Medicare, and higher marginal tax rates across the board. The trap? Most retirees wait too long to act. They assume deferring is always better until they find themselves drowning in RMDs that drive their tax bill higher than when they were working. 2025 might be the final year to get ahead of this. With lower tax brackets still in place, it's a prime window to do Roth conversions or take strategic withdrawals, reducing the size of your future RMDs before they explode. Because once you hit that mandatory withdrawal age, the system isn't flexible and the tax avalanche becomes nearly impossible to stop. Most retirement plans focus on federal taxes, but it's the state-level surprises that often catch people off guard. Especially in 2025, when more states are quietly rethinking how they tax retirees. Some states that used to be retirement-friendly are facing massive budget shortfalls. And instead of raising taxes on everyone, they're targeting specific income streams like pensions, IRA withdrawals, and even Social Security in some cases. States like California, Illinois, and New York are already floating proposals to tighten exemptions or expand taxation on retirement income. Meanwhile, others that retirees have flocked to for tax savings, like Florida and Texas, are under pressure to generate revenue in other ways, like increased property taxes or new fees. And if you're thinking about moving for tax reasons, here's the trap: residency rules are getting stricter. Some states will try to claim you as a resident longer than you expect, especially if you keep a home there or spend more than a few months inside their borders. In 2025, these state-level changes may not make headlines, but they will show up in your mailbox as smaller refunds, higher bills, and unexpected penalties. And by the time you realize what happened, it's already too late to change your address. Retirement isn't just about relaxing, it's about staying sharp. And in 2025, the biggest threat to your financial freedom won't be a market crash or a failed investment. It'll be the quiet tax traps built into the system, waiting for you to step into them without even knowing. You've just seen 5 of the most overlooked sinkholes: the expiring tax brackets, the outdated Social Security thresholds, the Medicare penalties that show up 2 years late, the RMD avalanche, and the state-level tax surprises nobody warns you about. Individually, each one can take a bite out of your income, but together, they can completely unravel a retirement plan that looked solid on paper. The good news is you're not powerless. 2025 is a rare opportunity. The final year before key laws change, thresholds shift, and the tax environment gets more aggressive. If you act now, you can sidestep these sinkholes and protect the retirement you've worked so hard for. Because in the end, it's not just about how much you've saved. It's about how much you get to keep and how well you saw the storm coming before it hit.